Create dopamine.
Create zen.
Create dopamine.
Create zen.
Create dopamine.
Create zen.
Create dopamine.
It's another mother Poddio. Hey.
It's another mother Poddio. Hey.
It's another mother Poddio. Hey.
Another mother Poddio.
Here we go. Get your coffee, get your tea, get your live. What's up, everybody?
Yes, son.
How you feeling up there, Ann?
What's going on? What's the happenings? Episode 3,
Oh
another mother Poddio.
Hey, another mother Poddio. Hey.
I slap off. That's slap off. Just in case y'all didn't know, we do all this shit.
Create the zen.
Create dopamine.
Create zen.
Create dopamine.
It's another mother.
That shit righteous. That shit's sick. Yeah. Create zen. Create dopamine.
Oh my gosh, guys.
Create zen. That's cracking.
Thank you so much, y'all. Y'all got your coffee, y'all got your tea. Now get your life.
Get your life together around this mob.
How's your week? I know. How's your week been going?
This week has been very interesting.
Okay. We come.
Well, yeah, that's how my week went. I could give some oh shit. It went okay. Things are cool. Nah. Shit's fucked up.
What's going on? Let's check in.
I just don't like the state of affairs going on. I'm on something right now, y'all. I'm here. I'm laughing. I'm joking. I'm always me, but I'm the son of 2 old black mother from the South, and we was raised up a certain way, and there was just certain ethics and codes that everybody followed, especially the black folk. And I just don't. There's a lot of things that are occurring, and I'm sure we'll get into this, so I don't want to get too far ahead. But I'm just saying, I am wonderful. I am blessed. You are blessed. You are wonderful. That is awesome. I am beyond grateful, beyond belief. But we here for a reason, because we got to talk this shit, because I'm sick of it.
Yeah, we're going to get into a lot, you guys. I had a crazy week. As you guys know, I'm a flight attendant, and we had to deal with Enzo storm. So a trip that started out to be 2 days, I have been gone for like 6 days. Horrible. What you guys don't know as a flight attendant, you pack for the days that you're thinking to be there. You might pack a little extra, but you don't expect a 2-day trip that you're not home until 6 days later. But obviously with weather, delays, cancellation, a lack of rest, a lack of sleep, it's a lot. Flight attendant has a lot of glamorous things, but that's the side you don't know about. It's called reroutes, IROPS is what we call them. Flight attendants will tell you that's probably the worst part of their job, because you could be working and next thing you know, you get a notification telling you, oh no, you got to go to this gate after you've already went to that gate. Oh no, you got to go to that gate. Oh, you thought you were going to North Carolina. Now you're about to go to LA. Oh, no. We're not going to send you to LA. You're going to Florida. And you can imagine mothers, parents, people who got plans, people who are students, all of those things. It gets very stressful and very frustrating. You get very frustrated because your plans are gone. Like I had a training to go to, couldn't go to my training because of the IROP situation. Way to go, Enzo storm. Way to go.
That whole storm in itself
was a mess.
And that's what I'm saying. All these things are happening. All of a sudden, when was the last time it snowed like that in that area? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I know.
Didn't I say this last week, though? Like, there's all kind of firsts that are happening, like, in the last however many years. Like, if y'all think this is coincidental, man, it's on and cracking, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, this is the worst storm nobody's ever seen. They didn't even know what to do down there. They didn't even know. Like, I was hearing stories, like, people didn't even know how to, like, they don't have no chains or anything because they're not ever used to that weather. And all of a sudden you get, like, northeast weather. That was, like, Maine type weather type shit. Like, when has that ever happened? Like,
I know.
Come on, man.
I know, guys. So let's get into a little bit of inspiration. Now,
Yeah.
check in. Now, I want to thank my mommy. My mother sent this. My mother has a text message that she does to her kids every morning. We've loved it. She's been doing it for so long. And it's her way to just check on her children, make sure her kids are okay. And if something's not right, if my mother doesn't hear from us, trust me, she about to call the cops. She
Yep.
don't play about her three cubs.
No.
So my mother sent something that I thought was very profound, that we can talk about. Anthony, you want to read that? What? Give them a dose of that inspiration.
So I was actually
You want me to read it?
yeah.
All right, no worries. I got you. I know you was doing the music and everything over there. So it says, here's the quote. Sometimes you just got to get yourself together to make things better in your life much better. Let me say that again.
Mm.
Sometimes you just got to get yourself together to make things better in your life much better. Does that make sense?
Say it one more time.
Let me make here. I'm about y'all. I mean, I think I wrote it wrong. Let me get myself together. Hold to it. Because when I'm reading it, I was like, yeah, when I'm reading it, it ain't kind of sounding right. And I want to make sure we don't care about flub it up. We want, okay, here it is. Look at this, y'all. I want to show you. Is she not adorable? Is she not Jill Scott cute right now? Look at her. So anyway, guys, so
Yeah, show her again.
she's adorable.
Oh yeah. Look, the a lot of the Nubian AIers, they on
I love
point.
them.
Like
So
I had a
cute,
meeting
right?
earlier today with a a melanin person who does great Nubian work. I'm like, man, you about to
I
have
love
people
it.
falling in love with these
I
Nubian AI
know.
people.
I
I'm
know.
telling
So
you, I got one
cute.
I'm sprung on. She ain't real at all. I am sprung on that chocolate thing. I be looking at it every time. Where my girlfriend at? Pull her up.
All right. So it says sometimes you just got to get yourself together to make things in your life, okay, much better. So again, sometimes you just got to get yourself together to make things in your life much better. Anthony, anything you got to get together or any insight on this? I love it.
Sometimes
Thanks,
you just
mommy.
gotta get yourself together to make things better. Yeah, that there's a lot of there's a lot of lesson in that. To quote Big Chuck, you got to get your lesson. There's a lot of lesson in that. Yeah,
Hmm.
but there are a lot of things that I've discovered over the years where I've discovered the importance of trying to not be as cluttered as possible just in your everyday thing, like your
Hmm.
household, your car,
Mm.
your preparation, your organization, just on the simplest of things, figuring out, I am not no a master at it, but I am so much better. I'm able to move so much quicker
Hmm.
by having just certain things within my life in order. And I say that to say is I didn't realize how much that really helped elevate my whole entire hustle, if you will.
Right.
Like that, get rid of that clutter. You hear those sayings, you know what I'm saying? I can't quote one specifically, but that's one of those things. Like you got to get yourself together in order to make things better. There's a certain preparation if you get in tune with that. There's a certain preparation that when removing the clutter, there's been a lot of removing, there's been a lot of restructuring just where I live, just simple things, like simple things that have just make everything so much more accessible, and it shortens time, and it puts you in a mind frame where as tasks approach, you feel like you can handle those tasks in a certain
Hmm.
way because you're organized in a certain way.
Right.
And for somebody who's abstract as I am, I can do the Steven Spielberg shit. Like, give me the budget. I know this, we can do this, but there's so many steps to get to there. And it took a while for me to really start practicing that in a way. Like you just start doing shit, right? You just do
Right.
it. Oh man, this shit is cluttered. I don't know what to do. I'm overwhelmed. Okay, well shit, get inside, start doing it, ask for help. All these
Right.
kinds of things. It just makes the whole way you roll better. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm going out
Hmm.
of town tomorrow. I'm already pretty much packed. That's never, at least you've known me for years. This is
Right.
brand new. This is not, this is is new for your boy, you know. But in that, I'm able to make sure I have things allotted. You get so many more things done. You might not be able to schedule yourself a certain way
Yeah.
because you don't have things together. And so now you still got to get stuff together as opposed to using your time more wisely, right? And in that, it just clears the path. It does. I remember I was driving Uber and I gave this girl a ride, and she said she just had a whole thing, like everything that I'm talking about, done. And she was
Hmm.
like, her business like tripled after that. She was like a
Oh,
daycare,
wow.
like she opened up another daycare. Actually,
Wow.
I don't
Awesome.
remember her name, but where I dropped her off at was, if I remember correctly, it was actually, I'm just sending out prayers to her, whoever she is. I don't remember her name, if she ever watches this
Hmm.
and remembers me. But I do remember her saying that, because where I dropped her off at was like in the Pacific Palisades area, is why I brought that up. But I remember her telling me that, and that stuck with
Prayers.
me. She was
Yeah,
like, like my business tripled. She was just like, because now there's just so much stuff that I didn't have to worry about. So now I can just spend more time worrying about the shit that matters, as opposed to still trying to get myself together.
absolutely.
Does that
Yeah,
make sense?
no, it does make sense. When I look at this, guys, from an inspiration standpoint, I look at it as accountability for me. It's easy to blame everybody else. But if I just get myself,
Right.
me,
For
Lisa,
sure.
if
For
I get
sure.
Lisa together, I ain't got to blame nobody else for my situation. But I think the easy route is for us to, blame when things go a certain type of way. But if I take one step at a time to make my life better, um, life should be better.
1000%.
You know what I mean? It should be better. And that's kind of what I think about that. So the question of the day is it okay to have a regret? And if so, why and why not?
Is it okay to have a regret? Why or why not?
Hmm.
Did you want me to jump on that first?
Yes, please, because I am taking care of some business for us real quick.
Do your thug thing. Do your thug thing. If you um
Folks contacting us live while we speaking right now.
live, get on it, son. Yeah. That's what's happening. Hey, another mother. Poddio. Hey, another mother.
Hey,
Poddio. Hey, boo. You
hey.
thought that was on accident? This is on purpose. Um,
Yeah. Is it okay to have a regret? Why or why not? Because I hear people say different stuff. So I also want to know also from the listeners, what do you guys think about that? Is it okay to
Please
have a regret?
interject.
Why or why not?
Um, a healthy reflection on quote unquote regret.
Mm-hmm.
Um, a healthy reflection on regret can be useful. Um, and what I mean by that is this: living in regret is 1000%. I've had to really separate from regret in a lot of ways, because
Mm-hmm.
you find yourself looking back a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And wherever you at, whatever space you are in life right now, I'm gonna say a phrase I told I was gonna keep to myself, but I'm gonna say it because I want it trademarked and all kind of stuff. I need to get on it because somebody's gonna steal it. But the moment will call for it. You are the youngest and the oldest that you'll ever be in your life right now.
Mm.
You are the youngest you'll ever be right now. You're not going to get any younger than right this moment. From at 10:11 Eastern Standard Time, you're not going to get any younger than right now. You're older now than you were 15 seconds ago. But it also could end right now. There's no guarantee that there's 4 hours from now. See what I'm saying? So you the youngest and the oldest that you will ever be in your life right at this moment. I say that to say, in respect with regret, it is important to learn from the things you wish you would have done differently. For sure.
Right.
It's oh snaps. It's I'm sorry.
I sent him something silly, you guys. It's okay though. Keep moving.
But look, hey, it dropped
One
it.
day
Hey,
we'll tell you.
it is what it is.
It's
You
good
feel me?
news.
I'm so sorry.
It's
I
way too.
apologize. I
Oh my
apologize.
God. Time.
I'm
Time. Go
sorry.
ahead. Sorry, guys. I hope
I'm
y'all
sorry.
laughing
I'm
with us,
sorry.
but
I'm
that's
sorry.
what
I'm sorry.
sometimes things
That's on
happen
me.
when you're going live. We ain't gonna edit nothing out. We gonna keep it going. The beautiful thing
I'm
about
sorry.
keeping raw footage from new creators, you can always grow from there. But if you
Hey,
edit everything
hey.
so perfect, you ain't got nothing to grow from. So you gotta have something you could grow from. So we gonna keep it here.
In that sense, that is my bad. I'm so sorry.
Should I answer the question about regret so we can keep it moving?
I'm
Because
sorry.
somebody gonna sit up here and tell us in our comments, talking about y'all need to keep the show to 60
Oh
minutes. Thank you for
yeah.
the
We
feedback.
got you. Appreciate you. We
We
do.
appreciate it.
Yeah, we do.
I would just say for me
Yeah.
though, is it okay to have a regret? Why or why not? I say yes. I know that's probably not the popular opinion. I know most people are like, nah, I don't regret nothing. I don't regret nothing. I think a lot of
That's
that is pride
bullshit.
and ego. I think a lot of that is pride and ego. I,
1,000.
I do believe that most human beings do rethink things in their mind and replay things in their mind that they can do differently. And I think having a regret, if it's a healthy amount of regret where you feel like I can learn from this,
For sure.
I think that's healthy. But like Anthony is saying, don't live in it though. I think that's when it becomes dangerous when you're just playing scenarios over and over and over. No. Play it over if you need to learn from it, and then you just need to move forward because if you live in it, it can be very, very detrimental. You'll find yourself talking about it, living in it, and that's just not healthy for your mental health. But I do think, if there was something that because I mean, it can be as simple. Let's just say you get into a disagreement with your other half. You might regret some things you say. You know what I'm saying? So next
Facts.
time, I'm gonna maybe take a breath or take a step back or say, hey, I don't want to talk about this, at this time. So I think it's healthy to have a good amount of regret because what you're basically saying, I'm not perfect.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm not. So sometimes I regret how I say or do certain things. But sometimes when you're like, let's just say that you're cranky with the person or whatever. It may not be that you're naturally cranky. You're just tired, it could be, or you could be hungry or whatever, and then maybe you see that person and say, hey, I was sorry that I was a little, cranky with you the other day. There's no excuse. I was just a little hangry or whatever. But that's kind of a regret. And I don't think people look at it in that way. It's just basically saying, I wish I could have altered my behavior or my decision a little bit differently, but going forward, I'm going to listen to my gut or I'm going to do this differently. So I think having a regret can be healthy, long as you don't live in it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's important. It's important for it to be in its proper place because see what starts happening is if you get caught in that, you might get prideful and all that, and then life happens, and then something drastic happens, and now you can't go atone for whatever state that you were in.
Yeah.
So that's why it's important, especially amongst us, because we cope with things in a way that's not always healthy. And I'm automatically saying we. I'm every
Yeah.
bit part of us. Well, I'm talking about myself. There's so many things that I've had to, like I said, me and regret have had
Right.
convert motherfucking sessions. You understand what the fuck I just
Hmm.
said? We have
Right.
talked about it.
Right.
Like
Right.
me and regret have sat down, like I'm talking to y'all, like straight up, me and this motherfucker in the room. Like, God, everybody, please attend. Please help hold me accountable for this because I have to put it in a different spot. It can't stay here.
Yeah.
So it's just important. It's
Yeah.
important. It's
Yeah.
important. We need to, especially just in this day and age, we just need to be as healthy as we possibly can and regret I'm with you too, 1000%. I'm glad you said that. I ain't got no regrets. That's some bull. We probably ain't gonna even really rock together if you ain't got no regrets, because the whole way you move is in a way that you ain't got no regrets. And I like to move with
Right.
people that are gonna think about consequences in a certain way and that are gonna treat me a certain
Hmm.
way. So if you don't
Right.
move with no regrets, we probably ain't gonna really be rocking, because I don't roll with people that are gonna put me in situations that I have to regret based on the fact that your ass don't regret it. That's an
Absolutely.
accountability Lisa said. So for me being
Yeah.
accountable for me, I probably ain't gonna rock with you too tough if you ain't got no regrets,
Yeah.
because we're just not going to be in the same spaces a lot of times, because I ain't moving that
Exactly.
way.
So I would tell women, I know we talked about dating last week,
Word.
ask a man, does he regret anything? And if he tells you, I don't regret
Mm.
anything, run. Anthony just dropped the seed. I'm just adding to it. If he says, I
Oh.
have no regrets, run. Because basically, what Anthony said, that means he's not going to care how he treats you.
Oh.
If he makes a mistake with you, if you have no regrets in how you treat people, be mindful of those people that have just
Wow.
because it's good to be self-aware. And I think that's what regret means. You're just self-aware that I could have done something a little bit different, but we swing regret as in a negative. So then people automatically go to the side of, I don't regret nothing. That's so prideful and that's so ego. There are decisions in my life that I have regretted and I've learned from them. And there's some of them I say, well, it is what it is. Ain't nothing I can do. I got to
Hey
move
man,
forward.
listen here. Listen.
You know?
Hey, real spit. Like it is that, which is why I say it's important to move with a certain amount of just understanding when it comes to that. Because when you're present, you just do better. You just do better when you're present. So now,
Mm,
because there's always going to be a bump in the road, right? There's always going to be
yeah.
some sort of self-evaluation. If you're a
Right.
real motherfucker like me and Lisa Renee are, there's always
Right.
going to be some sort of self-evaluation. You're always checking yourself. Nobody's going to check you harder than you do, no matter how much you
Absolutely.
beat on your chest and all that kind of shit. The real checking comes here. Like, hey man, Ant, what's happening, man? What's going on? So in that, if we move a similar way, then there's just less that we're gonna have to regret as we're dealing with shit. And if you have no regrets, you're gonna be regretting more shit, or regret gonna be following your ass. And I don't, like she said, I don't. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'm
Be
good.
mindful of a person.
Yeah,
Be,
yeah. You
be
got to be. There's got to be some
mindful.
mindfulness about how we approach this.
Right, right, absolutely. All right, guys, so we're gonna move forward with our healthy part of the show. Anthony, did you want to take what our health advice we want to give them, something we think they need to be taking and they should be taking it for this.
Hey, listen. So here,
And
listen.
don't be silly with it either. He about to be silly. He about to be real silly right now.
This,
It's
but
so
here's the cold
kitty.
part. It's facts, though.
It is.
It's facts on both ends. The double entendre is real. So with health, the first thing that we have
Is vitamin D.
is vitamin D. Black
The
girl
vitamins.
vitamins, as we say in the underworld.
Black
Yes,
girl vitamins. Y'all got to get black girl vitamins. They're affordable. They're great. Okay, keep going. I'm sorry.
yes. They're affordable, they're great, and they really come in handy when you get all the vitamin D that
He
you can
ignorant.
stand.
I hope kids ain't listening. God forgive him. I'm talking about
Getting
the
enough
vitamins.
vitamin D helps the growth and development of bones and teeth, improved resistance to certain diseases.
Mhm.
Vitamin D is the compounds that include vitamin D1,
Mhm.
vitamin D2,
Mhm.
and vitamin D3. We produce vitamin D naturally when we are
I
directly exposed to
apologize.
sunlight, especially us melanin folk, because you know how it goes.
Yes,
The most
exactly.
vital part of vitamin D, regulatingus, that it helps with the absorption of calcium
And
and
phosphorus.
phosphorus, which impedes on facilitating a normal immune system,
Yeah.
strong bones and teeth, and resistance to certain diseases.
Yes. Get your
So
vitamin
get
D.
all the vitamin D your ass can handle.
All right. Give him a hand of applause for that vitamin.
Get the
I'm
vitamin
sorry
D.
that our health segment went a little X-rated a little bit. But a lot of people sleep on vitamin D
For
and
sure.
you need vitamin D, especially if we not out in the sunlight because we already melanin, so we be trying to block that sunlight, but get vitamin D, especially for your immunity. That's so, so important.
Super
All right,
vital.
guys. Yes, Anthony has been holding back. I'm gonna go over all the political things, Anthony, and you take whichever one is passionate. So obviously we had the inauguration. We had the observance of Martin Luther King Day, but we observed him last week. But obviously we had the inauguration. We had Jeff Bezos. They talked about the wife wearing a bralette. And Mark Zuckerberg, there's a picture of him looking at them tatas. Um, people upset about Nelly and Snoop and Carrie performing at the inauguration. People talk about Elon Salute. I don't want to repeat what that salute, what people think it is. In the news, we're talking about Melania and Trump's kiss where she gives him a little cheek. They talked about her fashion. It was definitely fashion forward, chic. They had a 20th wedding anniversary. People are talking about. Also, people are talking about George Bush expression. He had a little giggle moment. We don't know what that was about. And then also, since he's been in the office, Trump has did the birthright citizenship, where basically, even if you were born here, if your parents were immigrants, you going back. Basically, from what I understand, there's 18 states that are suing him for that right now. And then also, he has declared that we only have two genders, a girl and a guy. So, whichever ones you want to talk about, Ace, that is everything political that I can think that happened this week. Feel free to jump in and talk to the people about your thoughts. Pause.
I'm going to start this by saying I'm going to get way, and I mean capital WAY. I stay pretty informed. Um, but I do not drown in it because that aspect of where we live in now is completely depressing. And as a creative, I'm probably not as in tune with certain dynamics regarding policies and shit that I should be. I
Mm-hmm.
will absolutely say that. Doesn't mean I'm uninformed. I just look, we got shows going on. We got needle moving shit going on.
Yeah.
And so I don't spend a lot of time in that world of bullshit everywhere. It's a bipartisan thing. I don't give a fuck where you land. So this ain't about that. This is just about the bullshit. Straight up. So I will say if in the future anybody sees or whatever, hey, listen, I hope you say, man, I saw another mother. I want to bring Anthony on. I want to talk to him about whatever because this happened like this, whatever. Please feel free because by the time you bring me on, I promise you I'm gonna be educated in the way that I'm talking about to where I can speak upon it because what I feel is happening, I know it's happening, is right in front of our faces. So with that said, overall, this shit is a clown show. And this ain't no specific diss. This is just literally the state of affairs, bro. Like, and I'm gonna speak my shit, but I do want to be mindful because I do not want to come across or alienate people that I'm really trying to holla at. So in this day and age we live in, we have to be there's a certain amount of discretion you have to have when you express yourself, especially if you're not as in tune with certain policies or whatever. Because I just can't imagine where you don't see what's going on. Like I don't. How can you not see the move that's happening? You know what I'm saying? Like you keep hearing me bring up the first, like the California fires. We just talked about that in our last episode. Like these are the first ever. Like people have lived there for generations. The South is whatever, whatever. So I don't know where climate change falls in. I don't understand where it falls in. I'm not going to say I have the end all be all knowledge about climate change, but God dang it, I'm alive.
Right.
I can see shit that's happening in the world has never happened before. What else am I supposed to blame it on? I don't know. I can't sit here and read off, and I don't understand. And that's kind of my point. Why, if I bring up climate change and I'm like, how can we not see it? Why do I automatically have to be on the side where you don't listen to what the hell I got to say? I'm automatic. When did climate change become such a bipartisan thing? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the whole state of affairs around this shit is bullshit. It's the whole, it's the whole system around it. You know what I'm saying? And when I talk about, the disclaimer I'm giving is when I talk about this kind of shit, if I'm talking about it, if it happens to offend somebody that you love or whatever, it just is what it is. I really trying to get the best out of the situation because I do not understand a lot of it. I don't understand a lot of it. Like, you know what I'm saying? You said and we can come back and talk about these one-on-one. I'm just kind of spitfiring my shit, but I will be mindful and not, you know what I'm saying, like try and hog everything. But like the Elon salute, like, what are we talking about? Like, what are we talking about? Like, and honestly, a lot of the frustration I got at this, I'm frustrated with everybody. I'm a lot of the black response has been frustrating. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like, come on, man, we can't all just be worried about how it benefits us individually, dog. Like, if you're gonna do something, at least give us game on what's happening. Hey, man, I'm doing this. Don't just go because or be on this because this is the narrative, or you know, because the price of eggs is too high. When you don't see all the shit that's going on around us, all this shit's a smokescreen. Like it's bigger than all this shit. It's get involved in all this, be on Facebook fighting and shit so we can really do our work. Because the more you guys are fighting each other, the less you're concentrated on what we're doing. The more that stuff happens in your face, the less you'll worry about it. The more desensitized you're getting. You know what the California fires was? It was a desensitizing exercise. So now we're that much more desensitized to what can happen in the world. It's been happening for years. COVID was the big stab. That was the big experiment. Let's just desensitize them all the way let's desensitize them all the way. You know what I'm saying? Let's just totally desensitize them. So now we're in this state where it's like, we're not questioning anything.
Right.
And again, I'm going to be on the trail to find out specifics so that we can get on the specifics things, policies and shit like that, because I know that's what's going to be a lot of response that I might receive. Well, such and such are the policies or whatever. Okay, well, let's get on them, because all the shit that he's putting into play, it looks like we're trying to go back to a certain time where not all you motherfuckers that is out here riding for him had the voice that you have today. Like you're voting and you're rooting to go towards a time that is minimal as far as the impact you can have, but we'll disguise it with cell phones and AI and all this kind of shit. Like, we get access to this. We got access to shit that I love. Chat GPT, all this shit. It's dope. I love it. I'm like everybody else. But if they have access, if they're giving us access to this, what do you think they got access to? They're not on the same playing field with us at all. Yeah. This ain't no partisanship. This is them. This is literally where the deck. Everybody. It's all casualties of war. It's just, what message am I going to spend? What message are you going to spend? They're all casualty of what we're trying to get done. It's that shit. Like, you think we just, we got Chat GPT and they're working with the same Chat GPT. They've had it for 20 years probably. Why do you think certain messaging has been a certain way throughout all this time? You think everybody, come on, man. So I say that to say, and I'm going to give you some floor, because again, I know I could, you know, I could go on and in a lot of ways. And I'm going to dedicate more specific time to do that because I got a lot to say about it. But I know we're on a format in X, Y, and Z. So that the Elon salute, it's just kind of like, what are we talking about? I don't even understand. And again, this isn't no pro anybody else either. Like, it's not. That's what I mean. I'm on some real shit. I don't give a fuck about what y'all talking about and the reasons you want us looking away. You know what I'm saying? I stand for this, you stand for that. I'm looking at what's really, what you represent, what you put out there, you might be different than what you represent, but that whole movement is it's full of shit.
That part. All right, guys. Well, what I look at this, and I forgot to even add also the January the 6th rioters were pardoned. And then also not political, but kind of, I think it was it Sexy Red that had made the inappropriate post with Martin Luther King. So when you talk about like just a clown of things that have just been happening all week, it's just been a lot. But the difference with Sexy Red, if I'm remembering, she did apologize. And so I don't want to really harp on that. But when I look at everything that has happened this week and all the things we've talked about, I guess a show would be exactly the fact that news is, the way Melania and Trump kiss. I mean, her fashion, that's normal. They always talk about that. Happy 20th wedding anniversary. It doesn't matter if you're rich, poor, middle class, being married to anybody for 20 years is work.
Is
So
that how
happy
long they've been married?
been married 20 years.
Melania
I know
and
they had
Trump been
separated
married
for
20
2
years?
years. They've been married for 20 years. The thing that I do admire about her, I would have to say, is that she is her own woman. She lets Trump have it straight up, but she has a mind of her own. But she's also supportive to him too. And let me tell you how supportive she is. There was a priest, right, reading Trump his rights. I
Mhm.
mean, she was at the inauguration. She was reading him his rights. Honey, Melania, look, she realized she talking about her husband. She was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna look at this program. I am gonna ignore you 100%. Don't talk about my man, my
Mhm.
man, my man."
Mhm.
She was like, "Oh, I know how he is, but what you're not gonna do is disrespect him."
Look,
It's
yeah,
just
look,
too.
I can talk about him. You can't.
I know. Right, 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 right.
I can talk
Absolutely.
about him. You can't,
Absolutely.
motherfucker.
Yeah, it just was a lot. I right now, I'm so blown away with everything, probably a little bit mentally overwhelmed of
Mhm.
all the changes and things that are happening. But I know there's nothing I can do or say. I exercised my vote. That was what I could do and say. And at this point, because he is president, we do have to support that. But I do want to speak on this because this is personal for me and Anthony too about Snoop and Nelly and Carrie performing. Let me tell y'all this. I want to give this scenario. Nobody has spoke on this scenario. I love watching YouTube. I love watching a lot of you guys out there, but I haven't saw this point brought up, but I can bring this point up from an artist standpoint. As a flight attendant, I work every day with people that I may don't agree with, but I still go to work. Nelly, Snoop, and Carrie had to perform for people maybe they agree with or maybe they don't agree with. We all do that, guys. We all go to work and work with people. Our views are different. So the fact that you guys are tripping because they're performing, who gets an opportunity every day to perform at inauguration? Who? Who? I love y'all. Y'all might be mad at me for this, but I love y'all. But tell me, do you go to work every day and you get along with everybody you work with? Do you? But you still go collect that check. Do you not? Yes, you do. So if you go to work every day and you know you don't get along with Susan, David, Henry, John, why are you gonna get mad at Snoop and Nelly and Carrie for going to work with people that maybe they share the same views and maybe they don't? I'm sharing a different scenario, but I want you guys to think about that. At the end of the day, we still have to work, even if we are in opposition of the views of people that we are working for or working with. Some of you don't even like the companies and the corporation you work for, but are you at work? Oh, yes, you are. Yes, you are, because it's bigger than that. It's bigger than that. Nelly's got, I hear he's got a baby on the way and they got the new baby. He has to work. Listen, Snoop rock with Martha. Y'all think he ain't gonna rock with Trump? Uh, I
Not
mean,
when you were the main one dissing
oh,
people.
in 2017, I get
Yeah,
that. I get that.
I just I can't lie, man. Like,
No, I'm just saying, I only thing I'm saying is that we all work with people that we have opposite views in, and that's just a different view that I want you guys to kind of think about every day. If you're still working, you are working with people that you don't like and you still work. So before you judge them, just think about that. And then the only other thing I wanted to comment on is nothing. Yeah. So I'm going to move on.
so
Oh,
hold
you
on,
got,
hold on a minute.
go ahead.
Hold on a second. I will say this. Carrie, even Nelly, I wasn't really too much. I wasn't super tripping that Nelly did it, to be honest with you. Snoop for me was, I just wish he didn't.
Yeah.
Like, for real, homie. Like,
Speak to him in case he sees this. Speak
I
to
just
him.
wish I just because and the reason why I'm trying to be careful is because in this world of clickbait that we get in, and I know Snoop, I've never had the honor of meeting Snoop or anything like that, so I don't I really wanted to come off like I'm just hollering at you as a brother, you know what I'm saying? And because I don't know if I'll ever get a chance to, then we have we're doing a podcast, we're just keeping it real. I'm just being authentic, man. I'm not trying to be no clickbait, none of that fuck shit.
Mm-mm.
I just think that I I wish there was more to it than I'm gonna do what I want to do, considering all the context. Like, Trump got in office, he said all the shit. Which one of you coons is gonna do all that shit? He made an album called "Make America Crip Again" as kind of kind of
Yeah.
his answer to that, which was a dope album actually. To be super
Yeah.
duper honest,
Yeah.
to be honest with you, it was a really good album. A lot of Snoop's albums be pretty good, and I mean they get love because it's Snoop, but they don't Snoop's albums. I be playing the
But
Snoop shit.
Joe,
That
I am
should
a
go. That
fan.
should go, dog.
Always been a fan.
That should go, bro. That should be going. But it's like that, and then Kanye's going through this stuff, and you're like, yeah, but we're gonna help him. It's just like, if that's what you're gonna do, I just feel like, man, holla at us or something. Because why? Here's my thing. As somebody who is, I mean, I can't explain the fan. Like, if I wasn't that big of a fan of you, it honestly wouldn't be that big of a deal. But I'm a big of a fan of you, not only musically, but just on some, you come from the same school we come from,
Yeah.
just as far, even though it was gangster shit or whatever, there was still an element of black ownership, an element of black understanding. It was just different shit. It just wasn't about the ops and like whatever. Like, yeah, motherfuckers had ops, but they also talked about the circumstances, and there was always that layer of consciousness, even in the most gangster shit. And like a
Yeah.
lot of that shit's missing now. And you're one of the pioneers of that still keeps that going. You feel what I'm
Right.
saying? Like you keep that going, like
Yeah.
in your way, like the way you do it, the way you rock, the way you talk. Like he was at Nipsey's funeral, and he was praising how he's with the black woman, and just like you always are in that talk, and then you go do this, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I just personally like, I would love to know why. Like, I
Yeah.
think we all need to have better like ownership of that from a standpoint. It can't just be like, and I'm gonna quote what Nelly said, but this ain't even really a dig at Nelly, but it just kind of it's just kind of emphasizing my point. Like he was like, I'm not into politics. I don't know. I just perform for the president. And I'm like, okay, I get that, but like, it would be better as somebody like Nelly, who seems like he's a really cool dude. I know that's what that's about. Obviously, he's had hits, but Nelly also has kind of just been like, but with I just feel like there needs to be more there than I was just going to get the bag type shit.
Get it?
And
Yeah.
if not, then that's your decision. But you can't then become defensive at the backlash,
Mm.
because I can say I might be the only one speaking this shit right now.
Oh no, people are speaking on it. People
I'm
are
just saying,
passionate
bro,
about
like That deserves a little more. That deserves a little more. Nelly, if we're talking financial, I know his income bracket is different than Snoop's, and I know that paper was some
Yeah.
paper. And I say that complimentary. I don't even mean
Yeah.
it as a dig. I get it. I still wish, personally, if you asking me, I'm not the motherfucker that's gonna be like, oh, well, he had to get that bag, whatever. Yeah, as a brother, I wish you didn't. But
Yeah.
okay, I get Snoop is he shits money. You know what I'm saying? So
He
now,
does.
what was then the reason you did it? Because you can afford to be like, nah, man, I ain't rocking with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna go somewhere else and get this. I'm gonna go get this paper, even if I don't get it in one wop. I'm gonna go get it in two wops because it ain't gonna take. Snoop can go get any amount of paper anytime he wants to. He is in that level. He has came up. He has earned it.
Yes, he has.
1,000%. So
Yeah.
in that, I feel like there was a shortness of explanation. I feel like we're owed more than that. As far
Yeah.
as at least telling like, yo, don't just be on some man. I'm gonna do what I want and go get on the bag shit. It's like, come on, man. We the people, we believe in you, and until we're able to have the voice you have, if you're not exercising the voice, then what voice do we have? If you of all people, it's different. You
Right.
know, like Snoop, you've aligned yourself with that. Like all else fails, y'all. I'm with y'all. You know, I ain't gonna go. You know what I mean? Like
Is it because what he said in 2017? Is that your problem?
I have a
Or it's
problem
just
with
his
what
whole brand that you have known of? He's been
yeah,
so
Snoop is
oh,
again, I am an enormous fan. So a lot of the stuff that I'm talking about may not be as mainstream, but just the way Snoop moves, he
mhm.
moves in the cloth of us. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? Like
right.
full scale. Like, yes, he's commercial. Like Snoop is
That's why I
absolutely
thought of
one
him
of the
to be,
people I
yeah,
root
yeah.
for his commercial success because I be looking
Mhm.
at that nigga like, yeah, that's my kind. I haven't had the pleasure of meeting him, but every time I've seen him, or anything like that, it's always been aligned with, yep, that's my kind of cat right there, man. Salute. I go get that shit. He's at the
Yeah.
Olympics. I'm like, go get that.
I
Like,
know.
truly, like as a fan, like proud, like I never had an honor of meeting this king, but proud. And it's like, this is so far out of alignment as somebody who's been a fan and buying into your shit all these years. I just feel like niggas was worth the niggas that's feeling like this. We was just worth. We was owed more than that. Like then I'm just going to get the bag type shit. I'm not
No, I
saying that
get
was his
you.
simple message. I've seen that like he responded to when Eminem said surprised about this. He said, I'm gonna do what I want to do. Just like not like come holler at us or something. Give us something. Hell, you might know something we don't know. You're able to be in them rooms. We're not
Right,
able to be in them rooms. So if you in the
right.
rooms with Trump and he's talking about some shit that's like, nah, nigga, this is really what's happening, come holler at your boy. But it can't be about the bag. Come give us some game. Come
Yeah.
stay. That's all I'm saying. I don't gotta hate Trump like that. So if you're giving me some game, whatever, but everything I see is aligned with what I'm thinking. And I'm going to educate myself more on those topics, like I said, so I can really get in these rooms with these motherfuckers because I want to talk my shit when it comes to this. So I'm going to get in line and get my policy game up and all that type of shit to see if I'm right or wrong and all that kind of shit. In
Absolutely.
that said, we just need a little, and I had to, I couldn't let that one go. Like,
No, 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 no.
I
I
just
mean,
wanted to
that's what this
speak
is
on that,
about.
like as a brother, like I'm saying, like, come on, man, like, real
Yeah.
nigga here, real queen here. You got two real people. Like, if we say, and I'm not speaking for Lisa, I'm just pointing out real people. We real
Right.
people, and we saying, hey, look, man, we fuck with you. For me, for me, hey, man,
We
I'm
just both
niggas is
giving two
real. We
different
real out here,
perspectives.
and
Yeah.
I would have appreciated a little more than, I just hook a nigga up. Shit, if you in
No,
the room, hook
absolutely.
me up. Maybe you know something I don't. Hook a nigga up, whatever that is. We was owed more than I'm gonna do what I want to do. That's just
Yeah,
like,
I wasn't surprised because, like I said, with him, with Martha, he's always pushed the envelope and done different things. So I wasn't surprised. Big lots, guys, are
big
closing.
lots.
Big lots are closing. I understand in 30 days. I went into the store and let me tell you what this employee said, and it broke my heart. She said they were just told that they were closing. And I said, well, do you know when? And she goes, we don't know. It could be 3 weeks. It could be 4 weeks. We don't know. And she said, I have been here for over 20 years. And it just broke my heart.
Yeah, and you know what?
It
Like
just broke my heart.
big lots. I'm saying that for a reason because my oldest sister Sophia, my beautiful sister Sophia,
Hmm.
that literally. No, listen, I'm not. It's like that is literally her favorite shit. Like Christmas, I got her a gift card to Big Lots,
Wow.
like
She better
type
use
shit,
it
and was
ASAP.
tickled. No, tickled pink, like tickled, like oh my god, tickled pink. So Big Lots, Big Lots. Every time Big Lots will come up, that's how she said. I'm really surprised Big Lots is closing.
I
Again, I
know.
don't know all the ins and outs. I don't know how the structure works. I don't know, but Big Lots was affordable. They had, pretty good quality shit. Maybe that motto didn't work, obviously, the way I think it did. But I thought Big Lot, people was in Big Lots. Like the one, down, not too far from where I live. Every time I went by there, they was in Big Lots.
They filed for bankruptcy, and from what I understand, it didn't go through. So
Mm,
this is why they're closing. So it just, when you have a business, it's so fun to have a business, but you got to make sure, I guess, your accounting, making sure your stuff is in line because as quickly as the business can go up, think about Mervyn's back in the day,
nervous.
Sears back in the day.
Nervous.
These type of stores. I'm gonna be honest, I'm
Nervous.
not surprised about Big Lot. I went into Big Lots only if it was convenient. It wasn't like it
You
made
didn't
me
fuck
go
with it
to the
really?
store. No, like
I
Spanx
didn't.
makes me go to the store. I
What'd you
will
say?
seek
Who?
Spanx. I will
Spank?
seek out. Yes, I will seek out a Spanx. Okay? I will. He's so silly. Big Lots, I did not seek out. Okay? But to suck my stomach in and to make my cellulite go away, and to make my cheeks tighter, I say
Oh.
I will seek
Oh wow.
Spanx. Okay? But no,
Oh wow.
seriously, I seek out Spanx because as a flight attendant, we get 50% off. So because of
You gonna
that,
get them spanks, huh?
I am going to go to Spanx. Um, we
Now
say we
listen, I
real,
do
we
I
real,
will
real.
agree with you on that. Again, I never really frequented Big Lots like that either. I honestly don't even know like I know they had stuff. Sophia would get shit. But like I say, anytime I was by a Big Lots, or like I went at the one or two times I went in the Big Lots to get my sister a gift card or some shit, there were people in there, and every time I drove by there was a lot of people going in there. But again, that doesn't mean that model that they had with respect to what they're getting the goods at and what they're selling them for, and the overhead and employees and all that shit. It doesn't mean they were clearing that either. So obviously
Yeah.
something. Hey,
You got
something,
the Dollar
something.
Tree, right? You got all these nickel and dime type stores, and it's just like one is overselling the other, and you just got to stay innovative to stay ahead. So Jenny Mai and Jeezy, Jenny Mai called the police. Hello, honey. Hello, honey. Hello, honey. Hello, honey. Hello, honey. I swear, y'all, now this is no joke on everything that I love. So I say this with all the love. I swear I think I was Asian in another lifestyle. Yeah, I got it perfect. Hello, honey. Hello, look at my eyes when I smile. I swear. I used to love the Jets growing up. Remember that? Curiosity.
What?
My favorite. Okay?
The Jets?
The
What? Are
Jets.
you kidding me? The Jets was on slap. The Jets
I
was on. I hope you
hello
ever listen to this.
Hanai.
The Jets was on
Hello
slap, son.
Hanai. I'm making Anthony laugh. Hello Hanai. I'm just getting Anthony right now. So listen, Hanay yo manay. Anana manay. My favorite food
That's
is
hella
Japanese.
funny.
Um, but Jenny basically went to go get some of her clothes that were left at Jeezy's house. Come to find out, Jeezy stopped his people from letting her in the house, and because of that, she called the police. Also, some of her stuff was damaged. I mean, for me, to be very honest, I'm surprised she still had anything left there. With the way that situation went down, I would have got my stuff out of there as soon as possible.
So
And apart, go
go
ahead.
ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
From what I understand from the story, he felt like she's just bitter. She's just being bitter and just doing little stuff. and he doesn't want her in his house when he's not there because
Mm.
he feels like she would plant cameras or she would do something that wasn't right. So he was kind of like, nah, she can't come to my house unless I'm there, and and things like that or whatever. But I mean, if it was me, I would have been like, Jenny, I would have just got my stuff, and all the money you making on the new show, I don't know if it's really worth it. It sometimes you got to cut your losses and let it go. Like
So
just
what
cut your losses and let it go.
do you know the exact? Obviously, I know her and Jeezy separated or whatever. I mean,
Divorce.
Jeannie. Hey,
Yeah.
listen, I'm from Northern California, and Jeannie from Northern California. Hey, listen,
Yeah.
it's a different, that's there's a little bad little Asians up there like that, like what I'm saying, that
Right.
little Jeannie Mai, what I'm saying, Jeannie Mai,
Right.
all right, but um, I don't know like what the specific reason was that they separated. Do you know why they divorced? Or there's a reason, or was it just did they
I
label
mean,
it as irreconcilable differences and that was it? But we don't know like
well, you can't
the
really
meat.
say that because Jenny, if you go back, she didn't even know the divorce was coming. According
That's
to
what I'm
her, I mean,
saying.
her and Monaco it did a whole little daddy thing, and the next thing you know, I think a couple of days later, she was served papers. So she didn't even, to her, she didn't even see it coming. She was devastated by it, and
Yeah, I
she was
know
really
that.
trying to
I
fight,
remember that.
for her. But I think you kind of said it. She does have that Northern Cal swing. And I don't know if Jeezy thought she was going to be the Asians from abroad. You know what I mean?
Oh
No, sir. Honey, no, she too
no.
Americanized. She ain't for it. And I mean,
That
I'm a
is
fan. I didn't
what
watch The
it
View.
is. That could be. I don't know, Jeezy. I don't know, Jeezy. I don't know. We just talking shit and having fun with it, so don't take it personally. We just talking shit and having
Yeah.
fun with it. But maybe he thought
Hello,
because if
Giselle.
you're not
Hello,
familiar,
Giselle.
yeah.
Hello, Giselle.
If you're not familiar, that is that the Northern Cal, the North Cal
Yeah.
Asians. It's a different move, and like,
Yeah.
maybe he thought it was more, whatever. Like maybe not as fiery because they're not because Jeannie Mai is fiery, but I'm that's the Asian I'm used to. I grew up with that Asian. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
yeah, especially the females. Like yeah, I got very close friends that I've known since childhood that, yeah,
Right.
yep. I know exactly who that is. I know exactly. So maybe he thought it was more of a, kind of, I don't know, but maybe, approaching it, maybe he did. And no, Jeannie Mai and them, they on the shit. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
that,
it hasn't been good.
they
I
with
mean,
the
I
shit.
remember them fighting, I think, in a hotel room. It just hasn't been good. And it's so unfortunate because I know he
Yeah.
doesn't want the bad press. I know
Yeah.
he doesn't want the bad press. And then you got the beautiful Monaco. She's probably the blessing that
Nah,
happened.
man, she's
Definitely
beautiful,
for
dude.
Jenny, because she didn't have any kids at all. So, and obviously for Jeezy too, because this is his daughter, but she never had any children. So I know Monaco is very, very, precious to her,
Yeah.
and things like that. But I feel bad for her. I feel bad for him too. Nobody wants a divorce to happen, but
I
um,
I actually, to be honest with you, I was one of the I liked them. They was cool together to me. Like I got it. Like I could see, but maybe that's me coming from my being familiar with, just maybe because I was like, yeah, I could see why she would be into him. I can see why he would be into her.
yeah,
Obviously, on paper, it's two different worlds, but when you interact and get to know somebody, you can realize the understanding is a lot closer than maybe you had anticipated, right? And
absolutely.
just the kind
Yeah,
of the way that they are, like I say, it's again being territorial, like in my region, I can see that. I can see where, oh, okay, for sure. Like I say, Jeannie Mai, hey, listen, as a man, Jeannie Mai, yeah, I got a little thing on. Hey, Jeannie Mai,
yeah.
yeah, Jeannie Mai, she got a little thing going on. So I understood. I thought it was cool. I
Right.
was kind of surprised when they
Yeah.
separated, to be honest with you. I thought I
I
understood. I was like,
wasn't.
I get it. I see why y'all together. I'm with it.
I
I see it.
wasn't. I was not surprised at all. I didn't see them staying together, unfortunately. I'm not. I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
happy that and I'm going to tell you why. I think the minute you start opening up your mouth what women should start being like,
Mm,
you got to
mm.
be careful
Okay.
with that.
Okay.
Because when she was talking about what women, and obviously they were sound bites, so Jenny, get on me if I'm get me correct. If I'm
If I'm
saying, if I'm
misinterpreting.
paraphrasing, yeah, if I'm
Yeah.
misinterpreting. But she was talking about women being very subservient. And we live in the 2020s, 2021, 22. Things are different. Women are working just as hard as men. We're almost got to be partners at this point because it's very hard for women to be subservient in a world where we all have to be so dominant. You know, there's not many women that can just be at home. Most
Yeah.
of us got to get out here. We got to work. We got to do this. And then you want us to come over. Oh, I'll do whatever you
Yeah.
want me to do. I want to do anything. I'll listen to everything. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's not that we don't want to be subservient. We want to be subservient, but we live in a world with power and achievement and success. And so it forces women to lean into that other side. Most women that do have that subservient mentality, it is because they do get to be at home. They do get to go to the gym and work out when they want. They have a certain lifestyle that provides them being able to do that.
Yeah.
And this time of day, the way the expenses are and things are, a lot of women are go, 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 having their business do this. And therefore that dominance rises up. And the only way to get that dominance to rise down, you have to put a woman in a very, very comfortable state. It's in us. It's in women.
No, that's true. That's very true.
You just gotta put them in a very
1000%.
comfortable state. And I think,
yeah,
and I'm talking about J-Lo and Ben and Jenny Mai and Jeezy. I think they all, from what we see, Ben gave up on Jen. If again, J-Lo people, if I'm incorrect, let me know. And it looks like Jeezy gave up on Jenny. So I would say that I feel like we gotta know that marriages come with challenges, you know, and know that whoever a person is today, if you talk to married couples over the years, Anthony, you know this from your parents, who you meet today, if you stand by their side, they will probably be a whole nother mature, growing person in 5, 10, 15, 20 years. But if you give up on them right at the cusp, you don't give them a chance to fix whatever it is that you may see you have a problem with. Allow people to grow. Understand the first and couple of years is going to be tough. But talk to these couples who have managed to go past that in their marriage, and they will tell you that they get better. But it takes time. And the best thing I'll never forget, Julian's cousin told me this. It was the best advice she could have given me. Always remember, Lisa, that every problem is just a period of time. Once that period of time is over, all of that'll be over. It's not forever. It's just a period.
That's right.
And so I feel like in both of those marriages is so unfortunate because you have 4 people that really loved each other, but they couldn't just get past those hurdles that they're had. And then they're gonna get with somebody new, and that person new is gonna have stuff too. And start the cycle all over again. So
that's all those points you said. It's in light of everything you said, which was fucking dope as shit.
Thank you.
It does, which is why I think that's why I said that, like, towards the beginning when I said, I wonder what it was. Like, Jeannie Mai wasn't expecting Jeezy. She wasn't expecting that, which I could totally see how devastating that was. Hey, look, we've all been blindsided. If you've been alive a certain amount of time, we've all been blindsided. It never feels good. That's why I try not to blindside, because I know how that shit feel. I don't want to feel that shit again. I'm going to try and do everything I can not to blindside. I'm going to try and be as upfront as possible with this whole shit. But what it does make you wonder. That's why I say, like, what was it? Like you said, J-Lo and Ben, you guys went at this again. Was it because it was convenient for you guys to go at it again? Did you actually find it again? You know, that's that set of questions. And then what is it about that dynamic? Like you said, is it that, you know, we can't find that ground, like with Jeannie and Jeezy? Like, what was the...
I'm still here, y'all.
Yeah, what was the thing that made you say, I'm not going to deal with this anymore? And it doesn't always have to be like a certain, you know, like, oh, a big fallout. Maybe it was just like, you know, I'd just be curious about that. Like, when we win, looking right in the camera as I say this. When we get to the point when we can have people on and the discussion of relationships come up, those are the questions that I'm going to be asking. Like, I want to know, like, what was the dynamic change? You know, I'm interested in that. Like, those are the kind of things I would like to know, just in the everyday life in general, but especially
Yeah.
as we get bigger, because we
Yeah.
will, right? Not everything you give me, it might be the lesson like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do the opposite of that. But it just,
Absolutely.
it just makes you wonder, like, what is it that, you know, why
Well,
did
I mean,
you
J-Lo was honest. J-Lo said after she did the documentary, I don't know if you saw that, she shared personal stuff that Ben shared with her that he did not want disclosed to the world. And she said from that point on, the marriage just started to
she
fall
shared
apart.
stuff that Ben didn't want?
Yeah, that Ben didn't want the world to know.
Oh
Stuff that
yeah,
he
so
had
he
shared with
couldn't
her,
get
like
over that. Okay, I didn't
personal
know that.
letters. Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, that makes sense. Yep.
Personal letters and stuff like that.
I get that. I
Yeah.
totally feel. I mean, I'm not vilifying J Lo at all, but as a human, I totally feel why Ben would feel that way for sure.
Yeah, absolutely,
1,000.
absolutely. So you and that I guess that's the thing, Anthony, from a woman's standpoint, and that's probably how J Lo felt like, yeah, I knew, but I don't see it being that bad. But you're very passionate, like, oh no, I understand it. So that tells you the dynamics of how men and women are
Yeah, for
different.
sure, for
And we
sure.
got to learn to find that happy medium of respect for both people so that we can win. Because I can imagine now both of them, neither one of them are spring chickens. Not Ben, not
For sure.
Jen, not Jeezy, not Jenny.
Not Genie.
Nobody's
Mm-hmm.
spring chickens. You know what
Correct.
I'm saying?
For
And at
sure.
the end of the day, it doesn't matter how much money you got. You two people just left you. So
Yeah.
money don't even matter. Big butt don't matter. How good you look don't matter. Because if
Right.
that mattered, those two people wouldn't have walked away.
For sure.
So I say that to say it would be better if you do want a fulfilling relationship. I get somebody made a huge mistake, but I also know that we're all flawed to a certain degree too. We're all flawed to a certain degree. So anyway, we can move past that and talk about it all day. I'm gonna skip Diddy. Diddy suing. Can we skip Diddy? Because
Yeah.
I mean he's suing the people. Can we go to Chris Brown? I want to go Chris Brown suing Warner Brothers for this DACA series because of defamation, emotional stress. I just want to speak on this. Chris, y'all human like us, so y'all watch these podcasts. Y'all watch them. Y'all, especially 50 Cent. 50 be watching, like, let me see who's the next big thing.
He is 50
Lisa
beyond that.
Renee and Anthony. I got to bring these two girls and
Yeah.
got on.
Yeah.
But anyway, Chris, this is what I say to you. About time. About time. About time. Y'all have ran this. He was a young kid back there, a young man. He made a horrible mistake.
Man.
A horrible mistake. But also remember, Rihanna talked about her part too. Domestic violence shouldn't go both ways. She has
Well,
admitted.
man.
And y'all have tortured this amazing, talented young brother. I know some people may not like it. I am not
Hey, C
advocating
Breezy's the
domestic
shit,
violence.
dog.
I have been through domestic violence, but I also know he has not done it since, from what I understand.
I haven't heard any stories of it since.
He has worked his ass off. He's been knocking hits out, and y'all just won't give him his just due. And so Chris is finally saying, Mother, I'm done.
Yeah.
Y'all not gonna keep dragging this over my head, something that's gone back. How many years? What, 15 plus years?
Yeah, that was shit.
And I'm like,
So what's that? Oh
about time
nine,
for
oh
this.
eight, oh nine. Yes. 15,
Yeah.
16 years, something like that. Somewhere in that
Rihanna
area.
has moved on with her life. Listen, again, I am not advocating domestic violence. I have been there. What I'm saying is if someone has done wrong, can we please stop every time he drops, does an interview, do something? We keep going back all the way there. Why do we not live in the present? Anthony talked about that. We are so back here chastising people when we got bones and skeletons up in our closet. Up in our closet.
And the main people that be chastising is the main people who have skeletons in the closet. That's the cold part.
God.
That's all I'm saying.
I'm
Like,
saying, like, so I am happy. I have not watched the docuseries. Um, but it's obviously pretty bad if he's like defamation and emotional stress. Like he's tried to speak and he even spoke on it. Remember, he did that special. He talked about the Rihanna thing, just
He
like
did.
Rihanna talked about it. He was very remorseful. He was very regretful of what happened in that situation. But when we are all young, we are all young and we are dumb. Many of us are young and dumb. Maybe it doesn't go to domestic violence, but I know many couples who will tell you they were fighting when they were younger and they're still together because
Yeah.
they had to grow and they had to learn. And some of us are not born with examples.
Yeah, that's that right there.
Some of us don't
I
have examples. So we're trying to figure this shit out on our own, y'all.
yeah,
We're trying to figure it out on our own.
yeah,
Like
yeah. I
if I
was,
remember, he saw domestic violence. Same thing with P. Diddy. He saw people sleeping around, messing around. I'm not making excuses for them, but as a life coach, I'm trying to tell you that sometimes we repeat bad patterns. And the only way we can rehab people or get people on the right path is we got to give people grace and let them grow from their past mistakes. So again, I'm done. Kudos, Chris.
yeah, in the Chris Brown case specifically, you know, and like I said, I know Rihanna's talked about it, you know, all the things. You
Yeah.
know, what always seems to get lost, especially when you look at certain people, when it's so easy to bring up the past. And again, I won't get on all that, but y'all know what I'm talking about. It's a lot of times the human portion of it gets removed. Doesn't mean you advocate for it at all. Like I remember I was working at VZW at this time when this happened. And I remember, you know, a couple of people came up to me because I'm the music guy and Chris Brown and Brianna, did you hear what happened and X, Y, and Z? And my
Wow.
answer that I gave, because I am one of these people that was very, very lucky, especially, you know, coming up in a black household, I didn't see any of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, got no understanding for it at all. Like, no personal understanding for it at all. Like, my
Mm-hmm.
dad raised his voice at my mom, not a lot type
Right.
shit. Like, I didn't grow up in that. Don't mean
Right.
that there weren't fights. Don't mean that it, you know, it wasn't the
Right.
Cosby's by any means. Like, yeah, Lisa
Right. You
knows
told me look
my
like.
family. You know, yeah. You see
Yeah.
how passionate I talk. You think I'm the only one? Like, no, there was a lot of very passionate discussions and interactions in this
Right.
motherfucker. Don't get it twisted. But I didn't come up with that. But also, there's also the understanding that you know, a lot of the human element comes into it. And here's what I mean. Like the actual situation is this, from what I understand, and please see Breezy or Rihanna, please reach out and correct me on the details. I'm just paraphrasing from what I remember. I did not study the case backwards and forwards. But from what I remember, he was driving, and I'm just gonna give a basic what happened. He was driving, whatever they got into it, she starts hitting him. He pulls over and doesn't handle it correctly. That was my response. If that happened to me, I would have pulled over. I would have just got out the car. I would have been mad at the motherfucker. I would have cussed all the way across the street. You would have thought a fucking hurricane was coming out of me. I would have been hella big and hella mad and all the shit. That's why she laughing. I would have got out there and got hella big, black and mad, nigga. I would have got out there and got hella big, black and mad. You motherfucker, I can't believe. I would have did all fires coming out my breath, all that kind of shit. But I
Right.
would have gotten away from her. But again, I didn't grow up seeing the that situation being resolved in another way. See what I'm saying? I'm just gonna separate. You know what I mean? Boom. I'm just gonna get up out of this.
Good point.
You
Good point.
you hit me. That's it. I had a situation when I was 21 with my very best friend on earth,
Yes. I remember
and this
that.
girl pushed me to the point where I saw red. I saw red. We were together. I saw
Yeah.
red and fucking like I was so mad. Like on the way home, me and my boy was riding Tanette. I'm gonna mention Tanette, my man Tanette. We was
Yeah.
riding home and I had tears in my eyes and I was like, dude, like if I don't give a fuck if I'm married, 5 kids, we've been married 20 years, whatever. If a woman ever gets me this mad to where I want to bash her fucking head in, it's over
Over. It's
because I'm
over.
not bashing her head in. So it's over. There is no middle ground. If you ever push my buttons to get me that mad to where I'm going to do that, it's a wrap. So for me, that's my conflict resolution. I would have got up out of there. But now if she gets out and follows me, I'm going to protect myself. That don't mean I got to hit her, but I can protect myself, all these kinds of things. Right. That's number one. Number two, on the incident, Rihanna ain't no small chick. She ain't no, Rihanna's a good 5'8". At that time, you know, she was, she was closer to the Panda Boy days. You know, that's when Rihanna was thick with it. You know what I'm saying? Rihanna got them yams, Holmes. All due respect to A$AP Rocky and all y'all. I mean this out of love.
And we're about to talk about him next.
Yeah.
And that leads right into that one.
She got them yams. So I'm just saying that to say, just as that's where the athlete comes into me, because you be around women who are like, you know, she starts hitting on your ass. Anybody starts getting free shots on your ass, it's gonna hurt. If somebody big and they can throw them sets, I don't care, man or woman, that shit gonna hurt.
Yeah.
So when he pulls over, he was young. I don't know, how old were they? 21, maybe?
They were really young. Yeah.
Super young. No advocation. He absolutely handled it incorrectly. But maybe his response to that, I mean, and he probably got hit hella good times. I mean, his ass he didn't walk out with a smooth face either. It looked like
he ain't the one. Right.
He got his ass touched up.
She was 20. Yeah. He was
20. See what I'm saying? Yeah. He got his ass touched up. So he handled it that way. Somebody's overheard him saying, oh, I'm gonna kill you or something. He was probably hella mad, obviously. Right. You know, remorseful doesn't mean he ain't remorseful and all those kinds of things. Right. So I think we need to look at the human element of it, especially if we're 15, 16 years later and it hasn't happened again. Now, if it's a string of shit, that's just part of your story, nigga, stop.
It is, yeah.
Now, that's kind of shit I will say. If it's a string around you, my nigga, stop. That's part of your story. You can't be mad when a motherfucker bring it up. That's just what you do.
Right.
You don't want them to bring it up, nigga, stop. Type shit.
Yeah.
But I haven't personally heard.
And they linked up when she was 16 and he was 15. So he was younger than her.
And he was younger than her. I forgot about that little detail.
Yeah. He's younger than her. So
and honestly, on top of 19. That too, even being a she was 19 or he was 19.
Because he showing here they linked up when she was 16, he was 15.
So he was 19, she was 20.
Probably so, yeah.
They weren't even old enough to drink. Now they were still two of the biggest stars on the planet at the time. Age ain't got no, limit on stardom. But
he's 35.
They weren't even old enough to go get their own liquor. And so it's just kind of like it hasn't happened because of anybody that it would be if anybody that it would follow, it'd be him, because that's what people know him for, right? So if he had done it again, we would have heard it again. I personally haven't heard of ever doing it again. Right. On top of the fact, when you see him and Rihanna, obviously they ain't kicking it or whatever, but you do see flashes when they see each other, they give each other their respect, and they move on. Exactly. So I can feel him on that, on like, man, I'm out the way type shit. Like, get up off.
I'm done. Yeah, I'm done. Absolutely.
So I can feel that.
Yeah, let's talk about A$AP Rocky. He rejects a plea deal. And because of him rejecting the plea deal, they're saying he could probably get 24 years. I don't know. I don't remember the story too much. I remember him they're saying that he shot fires at a friend or something maybe about 4 years ago. Him rejecting the plea deal to me is saying, hey, I'm not about to agree to this, although some people feel he should have took the plea deal.
You remember how long the plea deal was? You remember for how long?
No, I do not. Let me see. But I can look it up. Plea deal for A$AP. I looked at it more like I'm just not going to 180-day plea deal.
180 days, 6 months. Mm-hmm. He rejected that?
Yeah.
2 felony counts of assault with a semi. Ooh, he had a semi-automatic. He was out there blasting. I don't want to say that. It might not be it. I'm just saying what it says, and I'm just having fun with it. Sorry if I'm being insensitive. But it is alleged that he fired shots at former friend A$AP Rocky on the 6th, 2021. Video of the alleged incident was shown at a preliminary hearing in late 2023. You know what? I can only comment so much, because if he's rejecting a plea deal for 6 months based on this charge, there's obviously a level of legal finesse that he's paying for that I'm unaware of.
Okay.
Because facing up to 24 years, that's why I asked how much time it was. I figured if it was
Yeah.
6 to 8 years, yeah, I'm not going to plead to that bullshit. I'm going to take my chances. I'm not going to, but 180 days. And I by no means am saying you, ASAP Rocky, should have taken it. That's not my
Right.
play at all. In fact, I'm actually highlighting my naivete when it comes to the specifics, because obviously there's something I don't know. There's something you feel like they're missing or that you
Right.
have in your back pocket that's going to enable you to get off scot-free if you're going to turn down 180 days with the penalty of possibly serving 24. So I feel like, to me, 6 months versus 24, this is just me being I'm mathematical with it,
Right.
makes me believe there has to be something you have in your
There's
back
much.
pocket to where you're
Yeah.
like, we gonna be okay.
Right.
Because 6 months for 24 years, you got a baby, you got two babies, right? They got two kids now, right?
They
You got
do.
two kids now. Again, those are another two. I like them two
So
together. That
good.
rock with me. I mean, you know
I
what I'm
do
saying?
love
Like,
them
if
too.
I separate from my queen and ASAP Rocky, you do, I mean, Rihanna, what I'm saying, she's another one. Yeah, yeah.
She's
But
beautiful. And
it's
she's so
just
authentic too. I think that's what I love about her.
I'm just being complimentary. I don't mean no disrespect. I'm just, giving a black woman some props. But so that's what I can say. I just I feel like there has to be something that they have in their pocket, and to get that kind of knowledge, you probably have to be in a certain tax bracket, because you have to hire that kind of lawyer who's going to have that kind of pull to be able to advise you that, nah, reject this. We're going to be able to get off scot free. Because again, 6 months for 24 years.
Yeah. But a lot of times, sometimes artists they stand firm. Nope,
But
I didn't do it. I ain't gonna do it. Could be
I
him, just
root
like,
for you.
nope, I
Yeah,
didn't do
I'm
that.
on
I
your
don't want that
man.
charge on me, so I'm not gonna do it. Also, guys, they made announcements about the Academy, iHeartRadio, Oscars. So I just want to say it's too many people to go through. With the Academy, I know Wicked was up there, The Brutalist was up there too as well. I know for iHeartRadio, I think Kendrick was obviously a part of that. SZA was a part of that nomination too as well.
Yeah.
Oscars, I can't remember off the top of my head, but I just want to say kudos and congratulations to everybody. Obviously, a lot of people always feel like they're snubbed and stuff like that. It happens, but you know what? Let's celebrate people winning and getting their nominations. That's what
Have
I
you have you have you seen Wicked?
I have not. I have not. I took
I haven't
Angel to
either.
see Wicked years ago. Um, and I loved it. I saw it live in San Diego. Angel loved it, but I wasn't real. I don't know why I wasn't really too intrigued of going and seeing this one. I
Well,
don't know what it was about it, but I just wasn't. I feel bad. I should have supported Cynthia, and Ariana, but I wasn't really too. I know my mom saw it. She loved it. She said it was.
yeah, no, I'm interested in seeing. So we were gonna go to New York. One of my very, very good friends. It was a big
Mhm.
milestone birthday for him, and his birthday was December 29th. Mumford, Todd Mumford, shout out. So we were gonna go. Me and Neva were gonna go, and we ended up not going because he ended up changing his plans. But
Okay.
we were going to go see. This was like right at the time that the movie dropped, and we were gonna go see it. We were gonna go see the play. Like we'd already mapped it out, looked at the days
Yeah.
and all that kind of shit. Like we were gonna get our tickets. They were actually, well, those tickets were, it was either between that or Hamilton. Hamilton was like 153 a piece. I was like, damn. But
Yeah.
okay, we was going for
Yeah.
my boy's birth, and then
Yeah.
Wicked at the time was like 214 or whatever. And so
Okay.
um we were gonna, and then that didn't happen. And so now it's like I wouldn't mind seeing the movie. I really
Right.
wouldn't. I've It's almost like certain movies, you read the book first. A part of me feels like I need to see the play first before I see the movie, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't be opposed to seeing it. But I know I am intrigued to see, like, Ariana, Cynthia,
Their chemistry is amazing. I
their
know that
chemistry is off the chain. It's
yeah, their
actually made
chemistry
me
is
look at.
amazing.
I mean, Ariana. Listen, I know me. I've talked. Hey, listen, that little girl now, as far as singing, she got some pipes on her now. Let's
Absolutely.
keep it a buck. But
Absolutely.
um, so you obviously look at her from that standpoint, but seeing the chemistry that her and Cynthia have, just even
Yeah.
just in interviews and shit, I was like, okay, Ariana, all right, I see
Yeah, if you
you.
see it, let
I
me know.
see it.
I will
I
get
see you.
around to it to see it. I
Got a
think
little
around
shit
the
to
time that
it.
it dropped, I was really busy, but definitely want to see it. And then Anthony, can you let us know quickly what is coming up
Hey,
with
hey,
sports,
look.
what
Oh, is
games,
that why
what
you
wins,
did
what
that? Is that
loses?
why you put that on? Hey, I did. Okay, it's all making sense.
What? No, this. Oh, my commander's
I
jacket.
thought you put that on to represent, you know what I mean? To
I'm
represent
just
one
cold, but
time.
this is the color for the
I
commander.
thought you was
No,
putting that on to represent one good
I was
time.
just freezing. My skin was
So
so
yeah,
cold.
that's the highlight is this. We have the NFC and AFC championship coming up. And when the year began, nobody really had. I'm mad actually. I should have bet when the odds dropped when the playoffs dropped. The odds for the Commanders to go to and win the Super Bowl were negative 4,500, which means if you bet 100 and they win the Super Bowl, you get 4,500. So I was like, I should just put 200 down and part with it, but I didn't because I didn't part with the 200. But I was like, I should have because if they would have won off 200, that would have got your boy 9 racks. So
Right.
I don't know what the scenario, but the skins are in the building. We play the Eagles, division rival. We split. You know what I'm saying? We're going into Philly. We beat Detroit. Huge game. As y'all know, if y'all haven't been watching, I am Ant Wild, Sacramento, California, West Philly, all that shit. But the Skins are my childhood favorite team. So DMV, stand the fuck up. You understand what the hell I just said? We play at 12 o'clock Pacific Standard Time on Sunday,
Do it.
January 26th. It's 3 o'clock in DC on Sunday, January 26th. That's the game to watch.
Yes.
Another Titan game is the Bills and the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes, motherfucking Josh Allen, big quarterback build up, a lot of things there. It's a very interesting four in there. We're in there. I'm going to Vegas this weekend, actually. So
Woo!
I'm going to be putting up a little something for us to win because I think right now the spread is -6. So that means even if we lose by less than 6, money's still good. So I'm going to
Okay.
put some faith in us. I forgot what the over under was. Last time I checked, it was 47.5, which means if the score is 20, if they score more than 47.5 points, you win. If they score less than 47.5 points, you lose combined. So if the score is 24-24, that's 48 points, you win.
Win.
And I think it has a possibility to be
Hot.
24-24. So I'm probably gonna bet on the over on that also. And
Hot.
the Chiefs and the Bills, I forgot. I didn't look at the favor of that. My two predictions. Obviously, I'm going Skins.
That part.
If the Bills go, if the Bills beat the Chiefs and the Skins win, we got action. That's no disrespect to the Bills because the Bills are hella good.
Right.
But I predict it's probably going to be an all tribal thing, the
Yeah.
Skins and the Chiefs, and just going against Pat Mahomes. That's just a problem. So, but those are my two predictions. And we should have a show before the Super Bowl, and I'll give you my. We'll talk. We'll reconvene after I'm right about this week with the Skins and the Chiefs. Our rules. And then
All
we'll
right.
talk about the picks then. And then I got to give a shout out to Sacramento Kings one good time before we go. Since Doug Christie has been coach, we 10-2. We're
All
playing the
right.
Nuggets tonight. We're actually playing. The game's probably over, so I don't know who been won because we've been on here entertaining y'all and working. But just got to give a shout out to the Kings. Stand up. We in the 7th slot, and if we won tonight, we be moving towards the slit slot on your motherfucking ass.
All right, guys, talking about the beautiful Rihanna, the authentic
Ooh,
Rihanna, the billionaire. I got her makeup, I got her clothes because I just love Rihanna. She's amazing. We are going to do our improv challenge, guys. We're still waiting for you.
yeah,
Y'all
there
told
you
us
go.
the
Feel free
show
to say
format
shit.
of time, but y'all got to let us know, should the improv challenge Be 60 seconds or longer. Our
We'll do
word for
60.
this week is umbrella. Umbrella.
Umbrella,
Umbrella.
Ella,
Umbrella.
Ella.
Umbrella.
Hey.
Eh, eh, eh. All right.
Who's
Let me
going?
get the timer. We are about to do, so we are both actors. We love acting. And so what better way to keep our skills sharp by doing an improv? Because improv, you got to be quick. Um, and so we do this challenge. You guys let us know who is the winner. Anthony started out first. This week I am going to start. Man, when I was traveling, I needed my umbrella.
It was so crazy out there. I knew you needed an umbrella just to survive.
Yeah, I did, but it was a lot of snow too. So with my umbrella, I had my snow boots, I had my thick jacket on, and I was listening to Rihanna's Umbrella, Umbrella, Ella, Ella,
Hey,
eh,
it
eh.
was hot out here and it was blowing wind, so I had to put my umbrella on just to walk to the cars to make sure no damn dust shit got all up my nose, making niggas sneeze. Shit.
But you know what's so funny? Because umbrellas could be used for like two different things. Like you could use an umbrella for rain, but then you can use an umbrella to block the heat. We talked about vitamin D. You don't need that umbrella for the vitamin D.
This is true. And also, make sure you don't open that umbrella indoors because, according to the legend, you can have bad luck for a very long time. So, don't use the umbrella indoors. Otherwise, you're fucking up.
Oh man, umbrellas are sometimes too big for me to travel, but I know I need to get me a smaller one so that I can travel with it. Time. You guys let us know who took the improv challenge.
You
And
see how she didn't let me
Weezy
respond to that
or
shit.
Lisa
See how she didn't let me
Renee.
respond to that shit, don't
That was a good one with the bad luck, though.
That, that was it.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that. I was like, oh, that's a good one. How can I come back? I was like, I'm gonna throw my shit in there. That was a really good one. I was like, oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. I guess we keeping our skills warm until they let us know. So, Anthony, before we wrap up, tell us what you got going on this weekend.
This weekend, I'm actually I'm going to Vegas, but I'll be
That's
working.
right. You did say that. You
I'm
did
going to
say that.
Vegas, but I'll be working, having fun, but I'll be working as well. So this weekend is a little work, a little fun, a little appreciation, a little thankfulness, and a little bit of yeah.
You are so silly, guys. This weekend, I want to take a minute to wish the man in my life a happy
Oh,
birthday,
Snapple juice. Okay,
Julian.
okay. Just turning 35. She out here
He
robbing the
turned
cradle.
35.
She out
He
here
is.
robbing the cradle. Fucking, out there with this little young whippersnapper, a little 35-year-old. Little 35-year-old, little
Oh
young
my
tender
God.
thing.
So this
Pause,
weekend,
pause, pause.
pause. So we are gonna get nails done. Yes, he gonna get them nails done because he works hard.
Oh, you
Gotta
gonna get
get
his
the hair.
nails done?
Both of us are gonna get them done
Oh, so
and
you
our
gotta get your
feet
nails
done.
done too. Huh?
Like, I need to get these things done. So we're gonna get hair, we're gonna do all that stuff, and then I'm gonna have a get together with everybody. I wish you and Geneva were here. We're gonna have a get together on Sunday with everybody coming over for the game at
Oh, that's what's
3
up.
p.m. Yeah, party
That's
wings,
dope.
all that good stuff. And then I'm doing something for him Saturday night, but I'm not gonna say it because he watches our show religiously,
Oh,
and
so
I
you
do
ain't gonna
not want
tell him?
him to know. But I will talk about it on next week,
Word
guys.
up. Yeah, we need a progress report on that. How that went.
Exactly, guys. But thank y'all. Thank y'all for supporting us.
Word.
We're starting something new, very different. And people been watching it. It ain't
Keep
like we've been
watching,
getting two
please.
views or 12 views. Like the first show was over 3K. The last time I checked it, it was over 300 views. So people are watching it. We do solicit your feedback. Let us know, let us know anything you want us to change or do or whatever. But here's our format. We love it. It is the first radio podcast combined. That's why we call it a Poddio. If you hear somebody else use that term, say use a damn lie. You didn't start that. That was from
Facts.
another mother from Lisa Renee and Aunt Wow, but I call
Factuals.
him Aunt
Actual
Wee.
factuals.
See, I bring the zen.
I bring the dopamine.
I bring the zen.
I bring the dopamine.
We another mother. Patio
Ah,
A. Another
hey,
mother.
hold on. Where my
Patio
shit go? Hey, hold on.
A.
Hold
We out of
on.
here. We out of here, guys.
I was about to
Take
bring it
care.
up. All right,
See y'all
y'all.
next week. Bye.
Peace.
Peace.